Hi, I'm Ben Keymichael, filling in for Bob Burrell on today's Seven River Talk. With me we have John Peterson from the downtown La Crosse Radisson. John's been just telling us a little bit about the history of the Radisson and some of the various business the Radisson conducts. John, can you tell us a little bit about how parking downtown affects the hotel? Does that impact events? Does that impact conferences? You know, do people coming into La Crosse go, oh, there's a parking problem, or is that not on their minds at all?
Right now, I haven't seen too many of those issues. We just had a really big conference, and the organic conference came in. That was almost 3,000 people strong. We had to rent next to my hotel the parking lot there for parking in order to accommodate them. But other than that, I'd have to say that so far parking's been able to be handled all right for the most part.
Okay, 3,000 people. I mean, that's a large group of people to come into La Crosse. Obviously, your hotel isn't big enough to handle all those people. How do you work with other hotels, motels, organizations in the area to deal with the influx of 3,000 people here?
Well, there's a big partnership that goes on with that. I chair the convention committee with the Visitors Bureau, and Dave Clemens is the executive director there, and Art Fay's the director at the center. And with other hotels, we have to have a cohesive partnership. When we hold our meetings, we talk about that. When leads come into the bureau, they'll send out lead sheets and say that there's this many rooms needed for downtown. And we have to work together, and what we do is we try to put our best foot forward into offering these people the rooms at the correct rate. That way we can try to get more of these people to come in.
So this partnership, this coordination between them, just these lead sheets, or are you on the phone talking with other hotel managers a lot? Are you predominantly doing this all through the tourism committee? Well,
most of it, I would have to say the bigger ones come through the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We'll get leads, and we pass them along if they're real big. I mean, smaller ones, like for instance, if I get a group of 50 that calls and I'm full that weekend, I only can take 10 rooms, I'll send the lead to Marriott, if they want to stay downtown, to the Courtyard Marriott and the Holiday Inn and let them know about it, because I want to keep that piece of business in La Crosse. I don't want them going to a different town, because next time maybe I can take the whole 50, you know, that way. But the big thing is to make sure that that stays in the town.
Sure. Can you talk about how the room tax here in La Crosse affects the business, tourism? What's done with that money?
Well, the tax is divided up in a couple of different ways. Some goes to the convention center, some goes to the Visitors Bureau, because each has their own sales team, and they're out with this economy the way it is, and the downturn that everybody's turning over every rock to try to find business. But what we're finding with that, and that's helped funding that, but what we're finding is that we're having a hard time competing with cities like Madison and Milwaukee and different things like that, because at the center they have to operate in the black, obviously, and then, you know, it's taxpayers' money, and it shouldn't run in the red. But because of that, we're not able to compete. I know, coming from bigger towns, you know, bigger groups, conventions of like 20,000 would come in. I mean, we obviously couldn't handle that, but what would happen is they'd get the facility free and they'd be subsidized in order, you know, because then all the people would be downtown spending money, you know, and it was worth it for the city, and they'd be able to subsidize. Right now, we're trying to work on something like that that would try to benefit us that way. But right now, it's divided. 1% is being sent to help pay for the university's new stadium, and that sunsets in 2011. And then there's a percentage that goes to the La Crosse Center, and then the Conventions and Visitors Bureau.
Okay. How can the Radisson help promote lacrosse tourism even more than it does today? Is there anything in specific that the Radisson itself can do?
Oh, we have to, and you know what? I know for a fact the other hotels do too. When they send their sales folks out, we have to sell the city. One thing that we always hear, and it's people that live in Wisconsin that haven't been into lacrosse, they'll come in and they say, "I didn't know that it was this beautiful here," or you'd hear comments like that, and we know that once we get them here, they're going to come back. You know, they might be coming for a convention or they might be coming for a wedding, but if they like it here and we can sell this town, they're going to come back for a weekend, you know, for a weekend getaway or something like that. That's what's important. And I can tell you that my sales staff, and I'm 100% sure the other sales staffs, they're promoting the city. Because you can't beat that. You can't that view out there on that river. You can't. I mean, there's nothing that can do justice to it.
The riverfront is definitely beautiful. How often do you have people just coming here for a short vacation?
Oh, quite a bit. Actually, a lot more than you would think. It's like I said, when people come to visit on business, or they're here for a wedding, or they travel in from out of town, they see it and right away they'll see the beauty of the city, and I'll see them again. I'll always end up seeing them again.
Do you have any information that you could share with us about how the tourism committee is actually reaching out and trying to market the lacrosse community? Is there any way that those of us as citizens of lacrosse can influence friends, neighbors, other people in other parts of the state to come visit lacrosse?
You know what, just as far as the citizens, I mean, just talk about it. As far as what we do collectively as businesses, we go and we'll travel. The hotel salespeople will travel with the Visitors Bureau salespeople to Madison, to Milwaukee, to get different groups here. We work as a partnership, and it's a really good partnership, but every hotel is involved. And now, what's even better, we're on the same page when it comes to bigger groups, because we're trying to bid on bigger groups to come into the area, that we can put our best foot forward.
Thanks, John. We'll be back with John again in a minute. We do want to mention that next week, Bob Burrell will be here interviewing missionaries, Dr. Tom and Jean Reed. They're missionaries to Uganda. They're going to be in Neilsville this weekend, raising a barn. They're looking for people to support them and would love to have you come learn about them and join with their ministry. We'll be back in a minute.